to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the G. The G and
What
G
up, what
Funk.
up? And you do know that.
You know what I mean? Warren G, what's happening, man?
I'm chilling, just chilling down here, just working. Trying to see when things gonna get back to normal. So we can get back to normal.
I don't even know what that means anymore. What does that mean, actually?
It is crazy.
What does that
Just
actually
being able
mean?
to get on the road, man, and just get in the studio with everybody that I love working with. And I just getting back to normal.
Well, at least being able to work, right? At least being able to have people come through the studio, lay down some heat.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
That'll be. I know California, you guys went the other way. We're out in New York, so we've been on shutdown for a while. Things have gotten better, but we still taking it serious. Everybody's still wearing masks. You can't really go inside places. But in California, it got a lot worse, right?
Well, that's what they telling us. It got worse. I know in like like the in the hood they wearing masks.
Yeah.
It ain't nobody playing no games. We was on lockdown for a long time as far as the quarantine. It loosened up a lot. A lot of people started hitting the beaches and stuff like that. And then the protests and stuff, there was a lot of people out. But other than that, everybody just been, going to restaurants to pick up their food. They got to sit in. They let you sit in some restaurants, but it's really social distanced. And but I mean, I mean, it's you got some people that don't care. They just don't want to wear a mask. I'm gonna wear mine.
I'm wearing mine.
Yeah,
man.
facts.
You gotta tell me
Same.
twice.
Do we have some good G-Funk era masks? I mean, what's going on, Warren?
What?
Nah, I didn't even jump on the trend, man. Everybody was doing it, by the time.
You gotta have one that says regulate, because that's what's going on out here.
Right.
Yeah. I actually do have one. My friend, she made me one. She does my clothes and stuff like that, so she made me one. But I haven't put none on Regulator Apparel to get out there to the world yet. I might.
Nah, run
Since
now.
we're
We're gonna be wearing
back
these masks for a little
to
while, bro. So you might as
That's
well
what
run.
it's
You got
looking
time.
like.
You got
Right.
time.
Now, before COVID hit, were you touring a lot?
Yeah, it was me and Snoop. Let's see, it was Traded Truth, RJ. It was a bunch of us. Different states we went to. We teamed up with different groups on the road. But yeah, we was on the road heavy, all the way from Canada, all over the United States. Everywhere we went, it was cracking. Yeah.
Now, Warren, I missed. I was out of town the last time you came through. Unfortunately, I was bummed out, and I've never gotten to ask you about this. Was it? How did you end up at Def Jam? And was that sort of? I'm just curious to how that sort of played with everybody. 'Cause, everyone was in different places, and you sort of stood out. You were one of the couple of acts that Def Jam really went outside of New York for. So I was curious about how that started for you back in the day when the G-Funk era, the Regulate album came out.
Well, I was in the studio with Dre and Snoop back around that time, and then Paul Stewart and John Singleton came over to the studio to get a single for Poetic Justice soundtrack. So, Dre was playing. I think it was "What's My Name" from "What's My Motherfucking Name" from Snoop.
Yeah.
Album. So I was just a young hungry producer in there. So I asked Paul Stewart. I said, "Could you listen to this record?" We jumped in the car real quick. I popped in the tape, started playing it, and Paul was like, "Hold up, don't play it no more." So I was like, "Well, what's going on?" He said, "Can I take this tape?" I said, "Cool." I said, "Go ahead." He called me, I think it was like that Monday morning. He told me, he said, "We want this to be our first single for our soundtrack," which was Poetic Justice, and the song was Endo Smoke.
Whew.
So that took off, and Chris Lighty and I think it was Tracy Waples, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was Tracy last name, Tracy Waples.
Yep, that's
Chris
Tracy Waples.
Lighty, Tracy Waples, and Leora Cohen reached out to me because everybody was like, "Who was this dude that got the song Endo Smoke?" And so they found out it was me, and then they found out that I was connected with Snoop and Dre and them, and they came. Now, actually, it was a lot of labels on me after that Endo Smoke, after the
Wow.
40 Justice track. So I had to look at it like, are these companies hip hop, more hip hop driven, or is it just a record company that just does it all? So I looked, and Def Jam was one of those companies that was getting at me. So I looked at everybody, and then I just flashed back to Crush Groove. Uh, I flashed back to Crush Groove with LL Cool J, the Fat Boys, the Beastie Boys, everybody that was dealing with Def Jam and Rush Associated labels. So I said, you know what? These guys right here, this is what hip hop was built off of, and they strictly hip hop. So I got to roll with these guys right here, and they gave me a bag. So I was like, hey, let's go.
As a young producer under your cousin Dre,
Mhm.
how much of the Chronic and the first Snoop Dogg album did you contribute to as a young digging in the crates, vinyl
Yeah.
finding producer?
Well, that was my job, you know. Dre would give me like maybe like $200-300 and just say go get some records. So I had linked up with one of my boys, and he had a connection with this one company called As the World Turns, but it was a whole. Actually, Pete Rock used to go through there too, so he knows.
Mm.
He'll know what I'm talking about. But it was a big, huge building that just had records all the way up to the ceiling and ladders where you could climb up just digging. But it was a dude named Kevin Donan. I used to go in there and see him, and I would tell him, man, show me where all of the 70 soundtracks from all the black exploitation movies. I want all of the soundtracks. I want just rare music that you guys, soulful music that you guys have. So he would just pull out stacks of records and give them to me. And I would just go take them back to the studio up in Calabasas and go through them. And I would find samples, and I'd do it in my MPC, and then I'll let Dre hear it. I'll be like, Dre, what you think about this? And he would be like, that's dope. And then he would take it and then put his mix on it, his flavor on it. But Dre showed me everything. I was a pup. He showed me how to sample. He showed me how to splice tape, put tape back together. He showed me how to EQ, the whole nine. And it was just, that was actually it's my brother. So
Right.
I just wanted to contribute and just be down with him because I looked up to him all my life as a little kid. So I was just there ready to work, and he showed me a few things, and I took it from there, went and got samples from different record stores all around Los Angeles, and would take the samples, let him hear them, and he'd be like, that's dope, and then redo it like the skit. So a lot of the skits on the first Chronic was records that we had got off of different soundtracks. Rudy Ray Moore, I bought all of his records. So when you hear him say, "You got some nuts on the wall," those walls, the chin notes. Hell no, you got
Dig
all
in
that
your mouth.
was records that I would play, and then Dre would be like, "That's dope, let's use it." And then did the skit, these nuts. I did the skit. That was actually real.
He said
I
it.
called my homegirl and I was like, "What are you doing today?" She was like, "I'm getting my nail done." I said, "What's your name to get at you?" She was like, "Who?" I said, "These nuts." And she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, nigga."
Hey, why you do it the best, by the way. You sound exactly
Well,
like the record.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was all of us, man. It was me, Daz, Dre, Colin Wolf. It was a bunch of us, man, just all putting ideas together, and the whole thing was just for us to help Drake. Like he's who we looked up to, so we just wanted him to win. At that time he had left NWA. He was pretty much on his own. I brought Snoop and Daz, Corrupt, RBX. All those came from my camp, and we had just we got with him and just linked up and just the chemistry was just incredible.
I've never met RBX. He is the
Yeah,
most peculiar, amazing rapper in
yeah,
in hip hop history almost. Like he
yeah,
took what, kind of, the vainglorious of X Clan,
yeah,
with a little sprinkle of like uh you know Bushwick Bill, you know what I
yeah.
mean? But then some poetry. Like what is RBX's, like, what is his inspiration? You know him personally.
He was part of
Alfred
it.
is like the Alfred Hitchcock of hip hop.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I'm
was
saying?
part of a crew. Oh my God, called the Freestyle Fellowship. I
Yeah.
don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you
I
ever
didn't
heard
know
of
if
the
he was a part of that.
Yeah, RBX was was
I didn't
was
know that.
was
I did not know
his name
that.
Reality Born Unknown, so that tells you he was part. But we took that crazy style that they was doing. Well, he was a part of that style, so we brought him over there with us and had him translate that because they was immortality, then the immorality, reality, yada
Yeah.
yada yada. They was doing all that, so
Yeah.
we brought him over there and put a little bit of that thug in him up under that, and then he took that same style that he had with the Freestyle Fellowship. Mommy, he's been dope, period.
Yeah.
And he changed it up a little bit and just started speaking that knowledge that that style in a more of I'll just say gangster way. And he in the person yeah, Warren, what's going on? He still got that.
That's who he is.
He's still dope too. I'm gonna put him on some stuff. I'm gonna drop some records with him on it.
Now, what about you mentioned Daz and Corrupt? So when you started bringing them around, were they together or were they just two
Nah,
dudes who you both thought were dope and then y'all put them together?
well, Daz is Snoop's cousin, and me and Snoop used to go to Daz's house all the time. Because Daz was rapping, so Daz latched on. He was with us, and Corrupt. How that happened? We had a show at the Roxy in L.A. and it was a bunch of dudes there. Me and Snoop was there, a couple of our guys, and so everybody was like, "Hey, this dude Corrupt want to battle Snoop." So we was like, "All right." So we went outside of the show from the Roxy, was right on the sidewalk in front of the Roxy. So Corrupt and Snoop started battling, and Corrupt was hard. I ain't gonna lie, he was hard. Snoop was tearing him up, and then Corrupt he said something about, I see you got a ring on, some and that is true, but if you look on my finger, I got one. He said two. So we were like, oh shit, damn. So it was back and forth. So it wasn't decided who won. The LA dudes, they pulled their guys back. We pulled Snoop back. And when everybody got pulled back, I went back over to the LA side. I said, give me your number. So Corrupt shot me his number. And we just started living with Dre. So I told him, I said, man, you got to come up to the pad, man. Let me do a demo on you, like 4 or 5 songs so I could let Dre them hear you. So he came up. We did a like 4 or 5 song, like mix, I guess a mixtape back, just
A
whatever
little
mixtape.
sampler.
Yeah, sampler. And I let Dre them hear it. The title of it was called What More Can I Say? So I let Dre and Suge them here, and they was like, he got to come over here with us. So we scooped up Corrupt, brought him over with us, and then Corrupt became like our brother, our little brother. But it was a trip. But
Well,
Daz Corrupt,
let's play one of the most played records off Doggy Style. I don't even know if we have a radio version.
Well, we
for
do.
it.
It's crazy, but we do.
Ain't No Fun, Corrupt, Nate
oh
Dogg,
yeah.
Snoop. Who came up with this music? Who came up with the sample?
Uh, Dre had the idea, um, and another cat, we called him Barney Rubble. He used to play a lot of keys and stuff for us. So he came in and along with that the original, we just redid it and he played and Barney played on that mug and just he killed it.
Blessed it up.
Everybody thought I produced it. I didn't produce that one. I wish I would have.
Bet.
But he came in and really did his thing, man, and it turned out to be a classic still, with a cussing classic.
Super cussing, disrespectful at level.
Oh
Yo,
my
this is the
God.
most disrespectful song probably in hip hop history, and women sing
Yeah,
this
we were-
joint
Oh my
like
God.
it's
Yes.
no
we
problem.
was on one back then. We ain't no fun.
Oh man,
It was, young teens, just, having fun. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Warren G taking some time with us this morning. One of Laura's favorite records is this DJ B Warren G.
Kind of easy when you listen to the G'd up sound. Yeah.
Because Buffett has a
Yes,
sort of
indeed.
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That record was like, I was just like, this is who I am. I ain't super thugged out or nothing like that. This is me. This DJ. You know what I'm saying? So that was like my introduction to, to just like, this is who I am. And a lot of the stuff I talked about, a lot of people, been through that. So, it's a lot of guys come to me to this day like, Warren, your first album was the soundtrack to my life. And I'll be tripping like, damn, so you went through a lot of stuff that I went through, like, even excuse me, even not being with Snoop and Dre now on the Death Row thing, that created a whole nother story within that album. Some of that stuff was how I was feeling outside of that, but it was still my story at the same time. And I didn't want to come in this music business like I'm this super thugged out dude or a gang, hardcore. All my family, all my folks and everybody was, but I was just chilling. I ain't saying I'm a scrub now, but I just didn't choose. I didn't feel like, going
Perpetuating
that route. I want to feel good.
But that your brand transcended. Like, that is what people felt from you. I always remember when I saw the movie The Show, and the scene of you vacuuming up on the bus. You're like cleaning up, and I remember I was like 15 years old at the time when the movie came out, and we just I think all my friends and I got such a kick out of it because you seemed like such a regular guy in the midst of such a hardcore era. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just wanted to be in my own lane and not, I wasn't, just like I said, I wasn't always a nice guy. During the show, I'm not going to lie, I had a fight in the filming of the show. It was a dude, we was in Philadelphia, and the dude threw a CD at me while I was on stage singing. I said, look, man, I stopped the music. I said, man, please don't do that again. He threw another one. I said, look, if you do that again, I'm coming down there. So he threw it again. I came down there. I walked up to him. I had the mic in my hand. All you heard was, the mic just went everywhere. And the Muslims there, they came and marched just like remember how they said, you such and such, you're going to go in the bin. And they picked people up and they was marching. They marched my ass right up out. Russell had to march my ass right up out of there and took me straight to the Philadelphia train station. They threw me on the train to get to the Def Jam party because I had a fight. I didn't even see Snoop or Daz, Corrupt Biggie. I didn't see nobody. They marched my ass right out of there.
Because they did that one show to get all the footage of all the show performers. Yeah. That's where the Me and My Bitch Live from Philly's from, etc. Right?
Yes, everybody performed right there. So I didn't get a chance to see nobody, all my homeboys, nobody. They shipped my ass right up out of there. But I had this, the dude kept fucking with me. Can I say that?
Yeah, good. It happened.
Okay.
It's all good.
Yeah, he kept messing with me. So I had to let him know what time it is. But that was some of the most fun I had in my life, man. Just being on Def Jam and me being from the West Coast, but on the East Coast. During all of the stuff they were saying was the East Coast, West Coast beef, it wasn't like that. I was all over the Bronx. I was all over Brooklyn, Queens. I was in the Left Rack. I was in Jamaica, Queens. I was in Brooklyn, Red Hook, Brooklyn. I went I rented a car and just drove because I wanted to learn, like in the Bronx especially. I drove to the Bronx and I forgot the name of the famous shoe store. It's big, right in the hood, big old shoe store. And I asked the dude, I said,
You talking
man,
about like
where's the
VIM and all that on
Or
Grand
like Jimmy
Concourse
Jazz?
or Jimmy
It was
Jazz?
big, a big old. I think they had clothes in there too, but it was a gang of shoes. I know it was a real big store, and everybody was going to this store. So I asked him. I said, man, where's the projects that KRS One, the South Side Bronx with KRS One? And he said, man, go down, da 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 da, and turn. So I went down. I went in the hood, and I went into the where KRS was from, all the projects and stuff, man. It wasn't nobody outside. I said, shit, let me get the hell up out of here. It ain't nobody outside. That ain't good. Let me get out of here. But I had that was so much fun, man. Harlem, just getting a chance to go around New York. Everybody in New York was cool with me.
Yeah, the East Coast West
I
Coast
even
beef
went to,
thing was overhyped, man.
yeah, I went to Brooklyn. I went to Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn to go chop it up. I went and chopped it up with Biggie and Lil Caesar. He'd tell you to this day, Lil Caesar, I came over there. I was trying to bridge, stop the bullshit between him and Tupac. So I went over there and I asked Biggie, like, what's going on? Like, why are y'all feuding? Because we used to bump heads with each other in LA at the Glam Slam. Him and Tupac would always be together. We'd be in there freestyling, smoking, me and Snoop and all of us having a good time. So I was like, what's wrong? He was like, he tripping on me. And I'm like, So I was like, you know what? When I get back to LA, I'm going to get at him so I could try to, get you guys to squash this shit because it's stupid, man. And never got a chance to get squashed. You know what I mean? I tried to do it, but I couldn't get Tupac where I could get him in a space to really talk to him. But when he was in jail, I'm gonna tell you this, nobody knew it, but Richie Rich from the Bay, I was when Suge was trying to get him out, I told Richie Rich, I'm gonna get him out. Let me get him out. So right Pac back and tell him I'm gonna give him the money to get out of there so he didn't have to go with that. But Suge got to him before I could. You know what I'm saying? So
wow.
But when Richie would tell the story, I told him, I said, Rich, I will pay the money and tell him if he don't owe me shit. I just want to get him out.
And that could change history as we know it if Suge doesn't end up being the person to go get him out.
Right. So,
was the relationship? Did it get complicated for you and the Death Row relationship when you were on Def Jam, or was Suge cool about it? How did that play out?
No, it wasn't cool. He was mad in the motherfuckers but I could have been over there with y'all, but he was on some weird shit as far as just not fucking with me. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gone. But it was, it was,
in retrospect,
I had
I'm sure
fun
Dre,
over there.
In retrospect, I'm sure Dre is happy that it didn't work out with you being over there because, you was a little brother and that's family, and you was able to do your own thing without all the bullshit.
Yeah, it got touchy.
Did it get complicated? Because, I feel like your album, did your album get all the features you would have wanted and everything you would have needed from Death Row, or was that a pain in the ass?
It was a pain in the ass. He wouldn't clear Snoop.
That's what I thought.
Nobody to work with me, But at the same time, my record was the lead single to his soundtrack, Above the Rim.
Yeah. Right.
And that sold 4 million records, and we took the single from Above the Rim and re-released it.
That's right.
And then my record sold 3 or 4 more million. And then that ain't even counting the worldwide, So it was like, damn, you won't let me get my guys, but then I just let y'all get my single that blew the soundtrack up, that made you even more money.
Warren G's here, Laura. You had something for Warren G.
Yeah, I just wanted to get some some great memories, some personal stories about you with Nate working on Regulate, because I'm sure you guys had no idea it was going to blow up as become the monster that it did. But just, maybe you could share some personal stuff. Are you guys working on the record or maybe shooting the video? It was so iconic.
Well, I got a couple stories. When we recorded the record, Well, we actually did that in my apartment. I stayed at an apartment off of San Antonio on Long Beach Boulevard, and the vocal booth was my bathroom, and the studio was my bedroom. I didn't have no furniture, dog shit everywhere because I was a pit bull guy. I still am, and dog shit everywhere. And Leor came over to listen to the record for the first time. Leor Cohen, and he walked in and seen all of this dog poop and all this stuff. Just my house was just dirty at that time because I was just on the move all the time. But he came in and that's when he first heard the record and was like, this is dope. And then as far as the video shoot, I'm on my way to the video shoot. I go to the gas station, I fill up. I had a Regal back then, a burgundy Regal, filling up. And I forgot I had the lit. I had the gas pump and the thing still. So I took off and snatched the whole gas pump. They took me to jail on the same day I was filming Regulate.
Too
So I
much
had to
weed.
get bailed
Smoking
out.
too much weed.
Yeah, I was lit.
Oh
I
my
had,
God.
but I got bailed right out. And I got bailed right out. They had a limo out there waiting for me and shot me straight up to the video scene. They threw my clothes on and I had to get busy right there.
Now, would you
Because that's
say
when they videos was $500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
would you say Regulate has to be the nicest, most violent record in hip hop history? It sounds so pleasant and so beautiful.
Yeah.
But there is premeditated murder taking place on that song.
Well, I wanted it to be still have a good feel to it, but
Yeah,
have
I
a
know what you
story
was
to it.
doing. I know what you was doing.
You know, and do it different. I was doing it different instead of, the hard, real boom, boom, get some real hardcore music. I wanted to just try something different. So we just actually the story was it was a real story, that some things that we went through and then some of the things that some of our buddies went through at the same time, because we used to be on the street called 61st Street in Linden, and that Dice gang, that was real. And we just talked about it. A lot of the most 99% of that stuff we talked about was real life experiences, except for a couple things maybe.
Yo, let's get to another Warren G. Nate Dogg classic. Do you got a favorite? I mean, we play Regulate, so I'm sure y'all got so many.
Nobody does it better.
I was just looking, Nobody does it better. It's a fire record.
I mean, what about that Game Don't Wait remix though, Warren? I mean,
ooh,
Oh, that was hard.
Don't.
Drake put his foot in that. Yeah, Drake put his foot in it.
Woo,
Yeah,
he sure did.
that was, yeah. Oh, I want it all. Yeah, that was oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Money, fast cars, diamond rings, gold chains, and champagne, shit, every damn thing, I want it all. Houses, expenses, my own business, a truck, and a couple of Benzes, I want it all. Brand new socks and drawers.
that was my hold up. That was my favorite line, by the way. After everything you named, all this marvelous things, it's just new socks and new drawers.
Feels great.
Listen, and by the way,
to this day,
when you get new drawers and socks, it feels so good.
Because ain't no good feeling like some good socks, brand new socks and drawers. Because we used to be on the spot.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So that's every day we mobbing over to the store to get some brand new socks and drawers. So, to wash up, and get right back to the spot.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great convo with Warren G. Warren, I want to play I Want It All, and then we're going to play Nobody Does It Better. You and Nate Dogg, RIP Nate Dogg. And just briefly, for those that may not know Nate Dogg's whole discography or really followed him because it was before their time, who was Nate Dogg, and how did his voice really become synonymous with that West Coast hook? How did he become the hook master?
Well, he started out, it started from the church. His mother and his grandmother, they're like some of the dopest singers in the game, but they straight into the church. Don't mess with no hip hop, no nothing, just strictly church, 24/7. so that's where his that soulfulness came from. But and then Nate became a part of part of Long Beach, part of the neighborhood. So you know eventually the lifestyle around our neighborhood transpired into how he was singing. And Nate was just different, man. He would sing whatever's on his mind. Like if he was right here right now, we up in here chilling, and the motherfucker be like, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna kick your ass. He'd turn
While
whatever
we're
it is into a
live on a
song.
Zoom.
Yeah, he'd turn it into a song. He'd turn it into a song, and he was just so creative. And he was just he was different. It wasn't nobody singing like gangster shit like he was singing. He was, singing some heavy stuff, but it was, you know, smooth and soulful. Nobody wasn't doing that at the time, and then he just knew how to be. He just knew how to just do. I can't explain it. He was just dope, and I was like, shoot, actually Nate was pretty much in the same position I was in, where he was on the record doing stuff, and I ain't saying that this is Dre, but it was the other parts that they wasn't fucking with Nate. But when Def Jam signed me, they wanted to sign Nate too. So I was at Nate like, Nate, Def Jam want to sign you. Do. The word got out. Homeboy dished him out some bread real quick. And I said, man, I got a bigger bag for you over here. But he had already went over there and did the situation he did with them. Yeah, but he was supposed to be with me because that's who I had Nate, and I put a bunch of music up under him. He was dope already, but I had put music up under him just to let Dre and Suge and them hear, along with the stuff we was doing. And Nate is incredible, man. And
did you and Nate ever have a run-in or conversation with the great Michael McDonald about sampling I Keep Forgetting?
I did. Nate, I don't know if he ever ran into him.
What's Michael McDonald like about it?
About 2 years ago, I spent about 2 years. He had a concert at this casino called Morongo. So my wife was like, Michael McDonald gonna be at the casino at the Morongo. So I said, okay, let's go up there. So we went up there. I told his people I was there. We went back there. I met him, and he was like, man, he was just like so humble and cool. And he was like, man, I really love what you did by redoing my song. He said, my son, he don't even listen to my version. He loves your version more than mine. So I was like, dang, I actually got video footage of that whole conversation of us chopping it up. I might shoot it to you, let you check it out.
Yeah, please.
And so we went back to the crowd because it was time for him to do his thing. So we in the crowd, I'm jamming to his music and stuff. They put us in the front row, and then he just stopped the whole show, and he was at the piano, and he just started playing the piano, and he was just playing. He was like, it said, I got a guy here tonight. He redid one of my songs. It's a guy named Warren G. Have you guys ever heard of Warren G? And he was like, yeah. So he started with the piano and started playing, playing the music to regulate just from the piano. And then it transitioned to all of the musicians just coming in, landing right on time, and it's boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to fall out of it.
Oh, that's incredible.
But he gave it up. I was like, oh,
that's incredible.
Yeah, it was cool, man, just to meet him, because my parents played his music. That's why it was stuck in my head when I found the record, when I played it, because I went and bought some records right in front of Roscoe's, and that record was in there, and I played. I was like, damn, my parents used to play this. So I said, I'm gonna sample this. Bam, sampled it. And then we used to say regulate a lot. Like everything we did, we'd be like, oh, you got to regulate that. Hey, we got to regulate that line so we could get, we used to say that all the time. So I watched I was watching what is the Young Guns, and when I heard the dude say regulate, I was like, oh man, I gotta get this. So I took a VCR with the RCA jacks, to a quarter, 2/4 inch
Yeah.
jacks, and I went to the back of my MP, and I just sampled this piece, sampled that piece, sampled that. I had about 5 pads of them talking. That's why I said regulators. And then we regulate any steal of this property. And then I hit the other, we're damn good too. And I hit the other pad, but you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handed with still, you know what I mean? Earn your keep. It's crazy.
Oh, that's incredible, man. That story made my heart
That's a
warm.
great story.
That's amazing.
Oh,
That's a great story.
yeah, it was a trip, man. And I didn't know it was gonna get as big as it got, but I just
I mean,
wanted
listen,
people
did you know when you joked
to
around and recorded a phone call saying D's nuts that kids would still be saying D's nuts 30 years
I
later?
didn't know that.
Got him.
It was a company that tried to get me to do it for a promotion not too long ago, but I was like, no. I guess they had some peanuts, and they was like, we want you to do the.
That would be amazing.
Well, I
bro.
would have did it, but I was like, look, y'all got to give me some ownership in this shit. I don't want to do it just for that. Let me I need a piece.
That's a good
I'm
point.
I'm a little older now. Now it's time to get a piece, not just getting this little cheese. I want to get a piece so we can both eat together.
There you go.
And
Ladies-
I'm independent now, totally independent. That's why I'm gonna start dropping records. I haven't dropped music in a long time. I'm totally independent, and I love it. I done learned this. I've been sitting back learning the new industry. Because we were spoiled. Def Jam did everything for me. I mean everything. I didn't have to do shit. I could call them and say, I need this, it'll be there. I need that, it'll be there. Now you got to get up and grind on your own. So I just been grinding on my own and just getting. I got a lot of records that's coming. I got records with Nate, and I just got music just piled up. But
So we'll
now
get
I'm
some.
set it off.
We'll get
just-
some unreleased Nate Dogg from Warren G's vault.
Definitely. Yeah, we got one called Baby Daddy that's so hard. She gave me love, gave me sex. You let my friends see your breasts. I'm stuck with you nonetheless, cause I'm your baby daddy. It's hard. We got some records. We got some records.
So
And I got tons of records on ADAT that I haven't even transferred over digitally.
The ADAT.
Whoa.
Do you have an ADAT still in handy?
I ain't even got no ADAT. So
I know what one is. I know what one is, and I know somebody got 4 of them in LA.
That's what I'm gonna have to get 4 of them because I got boxes of ADATs.
Yeah, man. I know somebody ready with that.
Yeah, he even did that. That I have had the time of my life.
What?
I don't remember the other words, but he redid that. That we was gonna drop that record too. It slipped down. I don't know what we was thinking, but we got a lot of records together. I got them all on ADAT. I got to get that stuff digitally transferred.
Warren, it was great to see you, bro. Thank you so much for your time today.
You.
Hey,
you,
Warren,
guys.
just before we go, can you give us one last one, just so anytime Ebro talks crazy, I can play it? Just give me just one last time.
Oh, these nuts?
Come on, man.
These nuts.
That's not even how you do it, man.
Remix.
Hey, you remember I don't know if y'all remember on NWA. Remember the 1-900 to Compton, the dude that was on the telephone?
Yeah.
Hey, get your hands. That was me too.
Oh.
Yo, that's
So,
crazy.
So motherfucking hands up off me, officer.
Between you and DOC was all the skits.
Yep.
Oh, that's amazing.
Examples. Yeah. But it was all good, man. We had such a great time. It was beautiful, man. I just had a ball from all the way from the Death Row days when it was cool to Def Jam. All that shit was fun, man. It was fun. I had a lot of, even though it was some times that was kind of shaky, but I had to, when you're back against the wall, you got to come back up off that wall. So that's how it was out here on the West Coast. At a certain point, you can't keep pushing towards the person because they got to come back off that wall. So I came back off that wall and it was like, okay, I got goons too. You know, don't get it twisted. I ain't got to pay them. You know, so I had to flex a little bit just to, you know, and Suge ain't a bad dude. He just, I think he just got manipulated by the hood, you know, to move a certain way. You
Well, he
know,
was on
so
that paper chase so hard, he was ready to ruin
yeah,
anybody to get to that big
yeah,
money and dominate. He was power
yeah,
hungry.
yeah. He just got manipulated, and you know, because I've known him since I was like 14 years old. You know, I used to see him around NWA, Easy, all them. I used to be around all that shit, and he was a cool dude, you know. But back then, you know, when they, I was like, fuck that. I got goons too. Shit, what?
All right,
But you know,
Warren, we love you, man.
Thank you, bro.
yeah, it's much love to you guys, man, and thank y'all for tapping in with me. It's all good. And whenever I'm out there back in New York again, I'll pop through there, man. I remember the last time, Ebro, I was under the weather. I'd had a long night.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I,
All right,
but
bro.
it's
Thank
all
you, Warren.
good.
Great to
Love,
see
brother.
you.
Holler
Good seeing
anytime.
you.
Much love, you guys.
All
There
right,
you go.
peace, yo.
All right, now.